right? To kind of start that vast movement. I think that could probably occur in a completely different geographic location, but you need a lot of buy-in, right? Because I think there's too much outside influence and too much outside power that shapes and molds and infiltrates these same communities in such a way that has led them down the path that they are.
I think that we've created this culture where we believe that we got to save the world. We've got to have this big movement to start. You can start right in your own home by the way you treat your wife or your mother or your sisters or your daughters or your grandma. The way that you conduct yourself in your life. I know I grew up, there were certain janitors. He didn't have a microphone. He was quiet, didn't speak very much. After he was done cleaning schools, he would go cut grass. He didn't say very much. He wasn't very outspoken, but the way he conducted himself, everybody had respect for him because of the way he lived. So we got to make it okay for men to be men, and then men got to actually be those men. And I think once we start there, then this is where the mentorship naturally evolves. Most men who learn from something, we get joy out of imparting into other people who want to listen to us. If anybody got an old uncle or somebody, y'all know, you ask him a question, that's an hour-long conversation. And then after an hour, he realized that it's been an hour, he circles back to your original question. That's what we need. We need more men like that. And it needs to be on that grassroots level. Hey, look, hey, real talk. I'm like that with my kids now. I'm like, guys, this is a minimum 10-minute lecture. And it is a beautiful thing. This is what we need. And I will say, I do think that what we're doing now, like shout out to JR, conversations like this is where people's eyes are. So when we have these kind of conversations with this depth and with the rawness, people are watching this and we're changing the culture. This is reflected in the amount of fathers that we see in the homes, and the fact that even though, we're talking about men pick, what they want versus, what they need, we're not seeing as many teenage pregnancies. We're not seeing as many out of wedlock. So there's a lot of benefits to this. And I think it starts on a very grassroots level. And then we take this collectively, to Sean's point, and then we find a way to strategize and make it bigger and systematize it. So even if we can't be there, we've duplicated ourselves, and now we're seeing that positive change keep on going in our culture.
Yeah, I like that, Sir. But I mean, one of the things I want to kind of go back on that Sean brought up that I think is very vital, he talked about the infrastructure. He talked about the neighborhoods. He talked about the community. He talked about sort of the resources or their lack of, right? I don't think that where most Black people congregate in terms of community centers, especially the ones who really, really need that attention to kind of blossom out of it, is not conducive for growth because of how those inner cities are set up, how they're structured, right? And I don't know if those are the right launching pad, right, to kind of start that vast movement. I think that could probably occur in a completely different geographic location, but you need a lot of buy-in, right? Because I think there's too much outside influence and too much outside power that shapes and molds and infiltrates these same communities in such a way that has led them down the path that they are.
I'm going to start a nonprofit called FTFF. We talk, a little bit circular about, everything that we could do to help the community. But if y'all watch my show, when people talk about the community, FTFF stands for Fix the Family First. All of these things that we're trying to accomplish is accomplished within family, because we're trying to do things as a definitive community. The way the dictionary defines community is a group of individuals. But I will challenge dictionary.com to say a community is actually a group of families. Families do this work. All right. So we don't need to talk about inner city schools, because if families work together, those would look a lot different. The children that were raised in the house with their father going to school would behave a lot different. You see what I'm saying? So that is systemically, like we're talking about, if we don't fix the family first, if we cannot get one Black man and one Black woman to stay in the same house, that man treat her correctly and that woman respect and submit to him, we don't need to have any other discussion. That is first and foremost.
1,000% correct. That's what I was going to go at, because Sean, listen, at the crib, we got what? Becoming a Man, right? We got, and this is all the programs about the name.
Keepers, all these programs.
Dovetail Project, right? We got My Block, My Hood, My City. We have all these programs. This is what people don't know about Chicago. Like this is what I was telling Chaotic earlier. Like y'all see what's on the news. We hear boots on the ground. There are plenty of programs here, right? They don't work because it's a band-aid. And I don't disagree. This is something I've been banging my head against the wall with. And I come to the conclusion of what Trigger Mike is saying. We gotta restore the family, G. That's the only way. We can't legislate morality. You can't throw enough money in enough programs for what these boys are going through. And even when I show up and, you know, I can talk to them in a way, the interaction that I have for them for the time that I'm with them does not replace when they go home and they gotta
go home. They still gotta go home.
They gotta deal with real life. Hey, sometimes, Sweeney, with their stomach touching their back still. So for me, right? I still contribute. I'm still, you know, I'm making sure that when I'm offline, I'm really in the field. I'm really outside. But we gotta restore that family, man. We gotta make it cool for dads to be in the home. We gotta make it cool. Let me not say that. Let me not say it that way. Not cool for dads to be in the home. We gotta make it cool for men to build family. We gotta make it cool for men to build family. Because you know what's happening with these shorties? Sir Hell, I think he was giving us statistics around the birth rate is dropping and all this. You know why that's dropping? Because these shorties are saying F it. They don't care about family. They don't care about women.
They don't want their kids no more. They don't even care about.
They don't want kids no more. They just like, I'm a pump and dump and play my PlayStation and I'm gonna be good.
But there's a reason for that, Rilla. There's a reason for that, though. Like a lot of them, I'm just saying. So it's very multivariate. So it's like a lot of them have seen pain. And if you've seen pain, you don't want to bring any kids into this life of pain. So, but I think it's the core of what what Sean said, Trigger Mike said. I'm gonna get the names wrong tonight, guys. Somebody said it, but it's really getting back to the place where we value family. So this is why I think that we have to structure this. But to Sean's point again, there has to be systems, and I'm going to tell you why. Too many of our Black fathers are dying, and those kids gonna need somebody. And this is why I promote health. If you guys follow me, part of the reason why I'm always talking about the gym and health is because it used to be when I came up, like I would see men pass away 65, 70, 71, 73. Today, our Black fathers are dying 38, 47, 52. See what I'm saying? So while we want to promote family, I need our Black men to stay alive to build those, right? So, and so for kids who didn't have a father, like my father passed away, having some place that I know I can go to, and I'm gonna see a Rilla there who get my situation. And I might not be living in the same home, but I know that, you know, 3 days a week, I'm gonna get some great conversation. I'm gonna get some understanding. I'm gonna get some critique. I'm gonna get some criticism and love. This does something for me, and it makes me a better person, as opposed to me never having anything and I'm just left out to the wind because my daddy died. So you see what I'm saying? So we're gonna need family, but we gotta have systems in place for people who don't have that as well.